You're not on the field, court or ice. CWall. You're on the couch. From PG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from a hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's CWall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you're not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it make them mad, man. CWall and we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Coaching from the Couch. We are live and direct every Thursday night at 7:30. I am your host, CWall. You all, listen, we riding high in DC sports right now. We doing all right. Do not be dismayed or discouraged because the Redskins are playing in an hour. We're going to talk about them. I'm going to go ahead and fit them in somewhere. but we're doing well right now, everybody. We are just straight up and down, doing super just good right now. Normally, we're not doing so well. So this is 2 weeks in a row you all have seen me smiling. And sometimes I'm actually not. But I wanted to take a moment to say, listen, I don't know, there might be somebody happier than me as a DC sports fan. Somebody, perhaps not. Not sure. But if there is somebody, tag them, share the show with them, check in right now so I can say what's up to you guys. Listen, LB is on the line like we on the phone. Online, Karen Mingo, huge DC sports fan. My mama, but she always on there. She said I teach her something new every week, so that's a wonderful thing. Listen, you guys, make sure you are sharing the show because I have a lot to talk about, as always. When do I not? But because I have a lot to talk about, and yes, the Redskins are playing Thursday night football, I need to go ahead and be serious about this conversation. I want to talk about the Nats the entire time. I really do. I want to just say, hey, listen, whole show, Washington Nationals, but I'll hold off on that for right now. First things first, I only briefly brought them up last week. The DC United, the Major League Soccer team, they did lose their playoff game over the weekend. But we do want to shout them out for doing a tremendous job all season. You all hear me talk about Audi Field and how beautiful it is. Definitely get out there for some sort of event, sporting event, whatever it may be. But we want to shout them out for a job well done. They're consistently in the playoffs, and we just appreciate their hard work and everything that they do. So shout out to the DC United. Of course, with the season ending, we'll have to say goodbye to Wayne Rooney. Of course, toward, I guess it was mid to late season, he announced that, he was going to be done in the Major League Soccer arena. And he was going to go on back across the pond and finish his career out over there. So there will be no Wayne Rooney. And I had to laugh because I said, I bought a Wayne Rooney shirt. Daggone it. But that's all right. Everyone must move on. And I totally understand that. I'm not upset about it at all. He's got to do what he has to do. And I mean, hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. He did finish his career with the DC United. He had 23 goals, 15 assists, and he was 45 starts. So shout out to Wayne Rooney and everything that he did. He was quoted as saying, "Massive thanks to all the fans for your support. It means a lot. Wishing the club the very best of luck for the future, and thanks again for the memories." And it's actually Wayne Rooney's birthday today. So happy birthday to him as well. But he's no longer on the DC United, so we'll catch him on the flip, you guys. Got to move on to talk about, and I know if the CWall intern, Davin, if she's watching, this is probably it probably hurts her feelings to even talk about this at all. But we talked about Bowie State, Virginia State last week. Bowie State went down to Virginia State's homecoming and beat them, just like we knew that they would. And so, not that it was a bad game, because Virginia State did try to close the gap there in the third quarter. But let me tell you something. The Bowie State Bulldogs are undefeated. They are back at home this Saturday playing against Virginia Union. And if you have not had an opportunity to check out a game yet, perhaps you need to get on over to Bowie State University and check them out, because they over there doing the thing. If anybody in this area is undefeated, we need to be celebrating. This time of year, during football season. Because not all of the football teams can say that, quite frankly. So, I want to shout them out. They've been doing a tremendous job all season. And they're going to keep plugging away. Still number one, of course, in the CIAA. So, they're doing big things. Because we're talking about college football, let me go ahead and bring up the Maryland Terps. Almost, but not quite. Okay? Is at least the name of last week's game, because normally if they're losing, they're getting blown out. So the Indiana Hoosiers did not blow them out. But let me tell you something. I don't even know what to say about Maryland. I had to go back and check out the game. I had to go back and watch it. And Maryland, I think I saw, maybe it was just on Saturday, they gave up 520 yards. In the passing game, they are giving up 287 yards this season in passing. They're last in the conference behind Rutgers. Okay? Out of the 130 teams, they're like 118 when it comes to this statistic right here. And so, you can't protect against the pass, then what are we doing? We got some good players. I'm not saying I'm not counting everybody out, because earlier in the season, I mentioned Antoine Brooks, sophomore linebacker Chance Campbell did what he was supposed to do on Saturday. Antoine's having a fantastic year, but understanding that there are injuries, you just can't win like that. Giving up all these yards. Not 500 yards. How are we supposed to win doing that? You can't. So I just don't know where they're going, what direction they're going to go in, and how this can be corrected. Of course, there's a lot of young players on the team. And so then you say, okay, well then maybe by the time their sophomore, junior year, perhaps even senior, things will improve, but then you can't bank on that. It just seems as though there's definitely some challenges. I wanted specifically to just talk about the defensive side of the ball and say, this thing doesn't look good at all. They're giving up a lot of yards. And outside of Antoine and Chance on Saturday, I was just like, okay, I'm not sure what's going on out there. They still have ranked people that ranked teams that they need to face. They had one this weekend. Number 17, Minnesota. So they're going up to Minnesota. They still have to play Michigan. They still have to play Ohio State. Okay, everybody? They still have to play these people. And this is rough. I'm a big fan of all of it, right? But you also like to see good product and good games. And the product that Maryland is putting out right now is just not very strong. It's not very strong, and some of us have talked about that, and we've toyed around with it and said, you know what, this is just not looking good at all right now. So we'll see, and we'll see what ends up happening, but it's just not looking good. I want to mention Maryland basketball. The Terps basketball team, men's basketball team, is going to have an open practice on Sunday. So this Sunday, let me make sure I check the time, you guys, before I have you going out there at the wrong time. And then everybody going to be looking at me like, wait, open practice on Sunday should start around 1 o'clock. Get there early. Because what I do love to see is that they have Maryland ranked as number 7, which is great. They have 7 of their 8 young gentlemen returning this year. 7 of them. That's good. And they were good last year. They were like a 3-point shot away from it continuing to advance in the NCAA tournament. So they are expected to do very well. Coach Mark Turgeon is quoted as saying this may be the deepest team that he's had. So it's a lot to be excited about. Okay, if Maryland football doesn't go all that well, perhaps we can do a bit better in the basketball arena, literally. Because I really, really, really am just anticipating to see what senior Anthony Cohen Jr. does. Remember, toward the end of last season, everybody was anticipating he was going to the NBA. He decided to stay, so we'll see what comes out of his senior year. He wanted to stay with his team, and he wanted to just, see where things go. Jalen Smith was phenomenal in the NCAA tournament. So we just have to see where these guys go. They're got some big men right there in the middle. Exactly what needs to happen is going to happen, it appears. So we'll see. There's high hopes for the Terps basketball team, and their season starts at the beginning of November, so we're not going to talk about them too much other than saying they're ranked in the top 10, and there's great things. They have some big expectations ahead of them this season, and I think they're up for the challenge. They seem to be up for the challenge. They seem to be excited about it, and they want to get back where they were last year. Of course they do. Who doesn't? But they saw where they could get last year, and they're ready to get back there again this year. So can't wait to see what's going on with them. So, Caps. Let's just say. Oh, I don't know. Hey, listen, Cameron, real quick. Maryland is ranked higher than your Tar Heels. So, I just circled back to say that. But anyway, the Caps, they're first in the Metropolitan Division. It's still early in the season. We're only 11 games in. They're 7-2-2. And just wanted to shout out Michael Kempney. He's back. You all know he shredded his left hamstring in the postseason last year, and they really needed him. So he's back, and he's playing phenomenal. And, of course, Ovi is going to do what Ovi does. But I think one of the surprises, at least for me, is John Carlson. Defensive man John Carlson right now is leading the NHL in points scored. Now, let me just say, I think this is a method to the madness, right? I know that one of the plans, if you will, for lack of a better term right now, was to start getting the defense to score more points. And apparently John Carlson has taken that very seriously because he has 20 points already in the season, which is phenomenal. He's already a potential candidate, of course, still early in the season, for the Norris Trophy, which is the league's top defenseman. And, hey, we'll see where it goes. He's cranking right now. And I was like, well, who is that? Wait, that's John Carlson? Yeah, it is. And so, hey, just keep your eyes out. The Caps always, we know we always see the Caps in the postseason. But they're so fun to watch, and they are such family and close friends that it's even more fun watching them because they really, truly like and love each other. And they have a lot of fun out there. So, we'll see what happens with the Caps as we continue to go on through the hockey season. Wizards. Washington Wizards. Listen, first game last night. Just got some breaking news right before the show. Jordan Mcrae will undergo surgery to repair a fracture in the tip of his right ring finger. Okay, so he did this injury. This was last night in Dallas, a game that they lost 108-100 to the Dallas Mavericks. Jordan will have this procedure tomorrow, and then his status will be reevaluated next week. Not a big deal. Not in my opinion. I mean, of course, you need, everything needs to be operating correctly in your fingers because it's basketball. But I don't really know what to say. It was the first game of the season, right? It was the first game of the season, and I like to say, don't panic. Don't panic. Now, that is me being optimistic telling you not to panic because you actually have every reason to panic, depending on how you watch the game. I was a bit more disappointed. Let's talk about Bradley Beal, flat out. Let's talk about Brad. 3-point percentage, horrendous. I think he was like 1 of 11 last night. So not good. And then Brad got ejected last night. Something fluke. It was fluke, but you don't want that to happen too often, of course. As he's a leader on the team and all of that, and you just don't want that to happen. But overall, the team was like 11 for 41 from 3-point. I'm like, hey, listen, if shooting a 3-pointer is part of the strategy, you might want to practice that one some more. Because that was not good at all. Okay? So, of course, in the first quarter, the Wizards were up. And that's all well and good. And then, of course, the second quarter, the Mavs went on like an 11-0 run. And then after that, that was pretty much all she wrote after that. So, first game of the season. So, we'll see where it goes. It definitely seemed like they're still getting to know each other, and it's young guys on the team. These are folks that, we just getting and learning and know each other all over again. So that's how it is when you're teaming, and you can tell that it looked a little just not promising. But again, game 1 of the season. Game 1, just everybody calm down. Now, in a couple weeks, I might be like, listen, you guys, I don't know what we're going to do, but somebody needs to do something quickly. Definitely, to Cameron's point, it's just one game. Hope they get 1 or maybe 2, before the home opener next week. One thing about it, and it's a good thing to me, is starting out on the road really lets you know where you are. Because, of course, historically, the Wizards have not been a very strong road team. So when you start out on the road, that lets you know exactly where you stand. And, hey, last night did not look promising. Of course, late in the game, Mo Wagner went, for his 11 points and everything. But it was already too late. Dallas, they didn't care after that. They were kind of like, whatever you guys would like to do, you can go ahead and do it because we're going to win this game. So we'll see. I hate to keep leaving you all with the same thing. Like, I don't know. But with the Wizards, I don't. It doesn't look good. I'm not going to sit up here and act like it looks good because it looks bad. So I'm not even going to play y'all like that. On to better topics. And I almost jumped to the Redskins, but I said better topics, and so then that would be not true. The Nats. Let me just tell y'all. I have never been so proud in my life and so happy to be wrong about a group of people. We talked about the Nats last week. This week, the World Series has started, and there's so much I want to say about the Nats. First of all, I like to say this is crazy. Like, the way this season has gone is absolutely nuts. We have to understand that we're seeing like some miracles or something happening, because this is unreal. They're 18-2 in their last 20 games. Literally been the best team in baseball since May 24th, when they were actually like at the worst. Now have like the best. And everybody is making an impact. One of the things that I just love so much about watching them in this postseason is it's not like one guy. Every single game, somebody is making an impact. Every single time. So game 1 this week, it was Juan Soto. It was Juan Soto whom I have never seen a 20-year-old. He will be 21 tomorrow, so happy early birthday to him. I've never seen a 20-year-old with this level of swag in my life. I'm like, how are you doing this? Like, what? Like, you are just... He is not scared. Any pitch that comes his way, he is not scared. He like, bring it on. Oh, okay. Oh, was that a strikeout? Okay, well, watch this. I got you. Watch this. It's incredible to watch. Then you see, of course, Ryan Zimmerman. Oh, my gosh. For him to be the one to hit the first home run in a World Series in the franchise's history. How awesome is that? I mean, of course, we make up all these little rules, right? Okay, we're going to make up all these different stats. But Ryan Zimmerman is just the pinnacle of this organization. And of course, right? We talking about the miracles and luck, whatever you want to call it. Of course, this is how it would go down with Ryan Zimmerman doing that off the break. It's incredible to watch. I just can't get over it. Then last night, of all the Nats players, of all of them that you could choose, to get a home run on Justin Verlander of the Houston Astros, Kurt Suzuki. I said, you know what? Okay. I don't even know what I'm watching anymore, you guys. What is happening? Everybody has made an impact. A tremendous, tremendous impact. Last night, they just started going off. We all know that. They just started scoring left and right. They were just flat out going off. And between, because I always get the pitcher's name, you know, Justin Verlander last night, I always get their pitchers all jacked up, all their names. But all those guys down there, they had their best two. I can't even get their names straight right now. Jared Cole, Justin Verlander, like two of the best, arguably the best pitchers in the league. The Nats went up there to the bat like it was nothing on these guys. I mean, they shut them down for a minute. I'm not going to act like they went out, you know, like they wasn't good. I'm not trying to say that at all. But we made it happen. We got under those guys' skin, and that's a big deal. That is a big deal considering the stage that we're at right now in the World Series. I don't know what's going to happen in game 3, game 4, and then potentially 5, 6, and 7. I was shocked that the Nats swept the Cards. I would be shocked if they swept the Astros. I wouldn't take them. I would not take them seriously. Every team should be taken seriously. But if you now know that I got your top 2 pitchers a little razzle the other day in your town, oh yeah, now we ready. We ready. We gonna go ahead and go home, and we gonna be ready up in Nats Park. But you can't sleep. You got to shout out to the Nats bullpen, who have given us so much grief and heartache all season. But they've been holding on this postseason. They have been holding on. Scherzer held on game 1. I was a little nervous. I was like, where's the blue-eyed Mad Max? I need the blue-eye to shine tonight, because sometimes it wasn't looking like it was promising. Strasburg, hey, this is a huge stage. So I can't fault these guys. I'm so hard on players. But this is a huge stage. And, of course, the nerves are going to be just crazy. But considering the great just span and just overall how it was like the Nats had absolutely no chance. Now it looks like they have all the chance in the world to potentially, by this time next week, be the World Series champions. I don't know what's going to happen. I know what I want to happen. You all know what I want to happen. And I sure hope that it does happen. But I don't think the Astros are going to just go away. Anibal Sanchez is pitching tomorrow night. I believe Davey Martinez has not made a decision on who would pitch game 4. But what I will say is this. Just keep your eyes open. I want to see the energy. I already know DC about to be lit all weekend. Let me tell y'all, keep playing. See, y'all don't want to listen to me. I told y'all to go to a Mystics game. What did they do? Win the championship. I told y'all to go out to Audi Field because it's nice. They didn't win the championship. They made the playoffs, but it's still a very nice establishment, and you all should go there whenever you get an opportunity. I'm telling you, if you're unable to hit up a World Series game this weekend while it is in D.C., you need to be in the area in case a championship level situation goes down. I'm not saying you need to have some champagne on ice and a cooler in the trunk of your car, but what I am saying is you should be down there. Because it's about to, it could potentially go all the way down this weekend, and I would be thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. I don't know how you all would feel, but I know for me, I would just be outdone. I would just come on the show next week and pass out. Because it's just too much excitement going on in 1 month. October has just been amazing so far. So listen, it's Thursday night football. The Redskins are up in Minnesota facing Kirk Cousins and his Minnesota Vikings. And let me just say this before we close. You never know. It was already shared that you never know which Kirk Cousins you're going to get. And that's true. That is true. That's not false. That is true. But that was more so, it happened last year, when his first year as a Minnesota Viking. But something tells me Kirk will be who he's been so far all season. He's got a lot of weapons. He's got a lot of strength offensively. And the Vikings' defense is legit. Straight up and down, they are legit. So, I don't know what the Redskins are going to do. And I don't know what tricks they're going to pull out of their bag. But Kirk Cousins, he wasn't to be, he's got a good squad up there. He's got a great system, great coaching. it has come together for him. It appears and it seems. So we will see what happens. Watching him on the other end of that scrimmage line, being the leader over there, we will see here shortly. I don't have much to say about the Redskins right now. The Redskins are in trouble. They should know it. They should. You know, we got other teams that are making a lot of moves to get better. Just this week, we've seen undefeated teams make trades to get better, right? We've seen teams that are leading their division make moves to get better. The Redskins have not done anything to get better as of yet. They got till Tuesday to make some trades and to make some moves. But these teams, they're doing what they have to do to win now. And if you say that's what you're doing, then that's what you need to try to do. I understand that you can't win them all, but you got some teams that think they can, and they do so far. But it will be very interesting here in about 30 minutes when Thursday Night Football gets kicked off. So you guys, it's time for me to sign off for the evening. Hey, look, let's hope and pray that next week this time we'll be celebrating another DC Sport Team championship. Okay? All right, I'll be checking in with you all throughout the week. Make sure you're following here on Facebook at CWall Sports and Entertainment, on Instagram at CWall Sports, and on Twitter at CWall SE. Talk to you all soon.
You're not on the field, court, or ice.
CWall.
You're on the couch. From PG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from a hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's CWall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you're not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it, make 'em mad, man. CWall and we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.